So I decided to make a little video about my experience walking on fire. After so many people have asked me about it, people seem to wonder, how did you do it? How did you not burn yourself? Did you burn yourself? These kinds of things. So I figure I might as well just listen to this message that people want to know what the experience is like, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. So for me, it all started actually 6 years ago when I first met this Mayan priest who told me he does fire walking to help people find focus and direction and purpose in their life. And I thought, that's amazing, that's exactly what I would love. And it just never happened until this fire walk opportunity just came up here in Peru. And it was one of those things that I knew I had to do, that I had a lot of resistance, of doubt, and telling myself like, I can do it another time, or oh, none of my friends wanted to go, so well, maybe I shouldn't go. But I knew in the end that I was going to go, and I was going to do it, and I was going to be fine. So I got to the venue, and there was a guy who worked there who I had seen before, and he was like, oh my god, you're gonna do the fire walking thing? That's so crazy. Oh my god, so dangerous, so dangerous, dangerous. And I realized that that was actually just part of my subconscious mind also thinking that it was so dangerous. But at the same time, I knew, again, I was gonna do it. So the whole process was quite beautiful. It was sort of ceremonially opened, and the fire was lit, and it was like a massive pile of wood. Really one of the most beautiful fires that I've witnessed. And in the time that it takes for the wood to burn down into embers, it's sort of a beautiful time to meditate and think of your intention and connect with drums and just connect with the self. And so I asked myself what my intention was, and realized for me it was about really proving to myself that fear is in the mind. And it's something that I work with in doing belief work and finding the roots of things and realizing that it's all so changeable and so easy to clear and change fears. But what would happen if you're faced with something that seems so physically dangerous and potentially painful? Then what happens? So I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could do a mind over matter experiment and see that I'd come out on the other side. So the woman guiding the whole experience, she told us how to do it. And one is you meditate. You just have to find a centered point of presence, of meditation, whatever it is that you call that, and have a mantra. And she had said one which was just to say cool moss, so that you keep your mind focused on that, and that it's not hot, and that it's actually cool, and that it's easy, you know. So that's the mantra that I used. And she also showed us how to walk, and it's a brisk walk where you're not running and you're not going really slowly, you just walk steadily and brisk. So she demonstrated it and walked across, and everyone standing around, and as she was at the end, I was already taking off my shoes and socks for whatever reason. And I didn't expect to be the first one in line, and well, there was no line, but for whatever reason I ended up just walking to the little towel in front of the coals, and I knew that I could do it. I knew that I wasn't really afraid. So I walked up to the little towel and felt all of this heat just like so strong on my legs, and it was to the point that I actually had to take a couple steps back off of the towel, realizing that my biological programming and instincts were telling me, do not go in the direction of fire, go in the opposite. And of course that happens from experience of, you know, when you touch something really hot, that your instinct tells you to go in the opposite direction and to go as fast as possible. So that's basically what was happening, was my biology was telling me, no, 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 don't do it. But I knew that I had to do it. So I went back onto the towel and was talking with the woman that was leading this whole experience, and had a lot of conversation with her, like, okay, I know it's all in the mind, but I'm still having these fears that I'm going to get hurt, or that I won't be able to do it, or that maybe I'll fail. And she was saying, that's normal, and the point is, we're going to step through that fear. And I was like, cool, 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 cool. Step through the fear, got it. Okay, so I did the meditation, I had my mantra going, and noticed that I wasn't moving forward. I wasn't moving through anything. In fact, I got off the towel again because it was getting hot again. And I was saying to her, I don't know if I'm ready to face my fears. And she said, we're never actually ready to face our fears, but sometimes you just have to take that first step. And that actually it's just one step and the rest is just momentum. And so I had that in my mind too. Okay, it's easy. It's just one step. Yeah, cool. So again, I was standing on this towel and telling myself that it was just one step and I was fine, that I would be totally fine, even feeling all of this heat. And then I had this moment where I just opened my eyes and I saw like everyone on the drums just doing the rhythm. It felt like it was getting faster and faster, and I felt like this pressure. And then I saw all the people that were waiting for me to go, just watching me like, when is she gonna go? Is she gonna do it? And then even people that weren't part of the whole experience, they were like on a balcony in a different property, were watching to see if I was going to make it. And it just felt like the whole world was watching, and it felt like way too much pressure. And I was like, whoa, I don't know about this. This is, what if I fail? What if I can't do it? What if I get hurt? All of it was coming up, and all the pressure of the world felt on me in that moment. And I told the woman about this, and she said, yeah, it's like life. And I realized that it is, that we build up all of these fears and this pressure to be successful, to do whatever it is that we think we're supposed to be doing. But we put so much pressure. And then I just got to this point where I kind of let go of any of these ideas, and I just connected in the meditation, and at some point I just witnessed that I took that first step. And it wasn't that I was trying to force myself. It was like it just happened. And I took the first step, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and I was on the other side. And the feeling of being on the other side was just pure joy, pure elation. I cannot really describe that feeling, but it really is the feeling of transcending and going beyond your fears and realizing that you'll be okay, that you'll be okay, that you're going to make it, and that you're so much more capable of anything. It just takes that little bit of willingness to allow yourself to take that first step. And it was so amazing. I can't really put it into words. And I recommend, if you ever have the opportunity and you feel inspired to, go for it. And it's one of those things too that when you're on the other side, you look back and you think how ridiculous it was that you were mulling over it, that you were in so much fear, because you realize that it was really just nothing. And I'm sure you've had experiences like that with some big life change that you doubt that it's possible, or maybe you're in a place where you want to make a big change but you doubt that it's possible. But I am so sure that once you do it, you will look back and you will know that you've grown, that you're a better person, that you're coming closer to your truth every time that you do one of these big momentous steps. And sometimes it does take a leap of faith in order to get to this next phase in your life, whatever it might be. But the interesting thing is about this leap of faith is that it isn't actually a leap, that it's actually just the tiniest ounce of willingness. And often that's all that it takes to make the biggest changes in our lives. Because that tiny ounce of willingness is just a willingness to trust your truth, to trust that you're going to be okay, to trust that no matter what, no matter how horrible things seem, that there's this possibility that there's something more, that there's something beyond what you perceive as so real. So I hope that my experience about that has been helpful for you. I just wanted to let you know that no, I did not get burnt. I didn't hear of anybody getting hurt in the process. All sorts of people walked over it, men and women, young and old. There was even a pregnant woman who walked across, and that's pretty badass. So the guy from the beginning of this story who was working at the venue, who told me it was so dangerous, so dangerous, so dangerous, he was watching the whole time. He watched me. He said, "Wow, you're my hero." And I was like, "Nope, not really. I'm not your hero. But I am representative of the part of you that wants to do it." And I asked him, "Is there a part of you that wants to walk across?" And he was like, "Yeah, there is, but I'm too scared. I am too scared right now." And he said, "Next time." And that's perfect too, to know where you are. And if you don't want to walk across, no one is making you. But if you feel in your heart that you want to, it might be beneficial to listen to your heart. Whether you walk across fire, or whether you question your fears, or whether you just take the smallest step in a direction that gets you a little bit closer to your heart. For me, that's basically what I learned, is in taking these little steps of trust, it gets us closer, everybody closer, to our hearts and who we really are and what it is that we're here to do. And I realize that part of what I'm here to do is actually to share these things with others, because everybody else is really just a part of me too. So as you can see, I am here trusting that my sharing of my experience is what my heart is telling me what to do, and that it's going to lead to all the most beautiful connections and lead other people to be more connected to their hearts, to take steps in the direction that they need to. So I hope that you feel that, and thank you for watching this.